Thank you for staying with us. Now joining us to continue our discussion is the digital transformation consultant, David Aluzian. He joins us now on the program. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Victor.
So first of all, let's even understand what digital transformation is.
Okay, digital transformation, well, I would like to connect them with two or three things. I will talk about technology disruption on one hand, and we talk about the fourth industrial revolution. And sometime last year, the World Economic Forum brought out the term of the fourth industrial revolution, which talks about lots of companies' processes will be run on digital network as against having them run on physical assets and the rest of them. And this is really going to influence how things run. It might accelerate how business processes are completed.
Conducted.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to accelerate so many things, and it's going to really change a lot of business models, both internal in the company, but externally, and also it's going to influence how you provide your products and services and customer experiences. So it's really going to change a lot of things.
Let's look at those in the rural communities.
Okay.
Broadband penetration, even let's say first internet penetration before broadband internet penetration, and then digital literacy.
Okay.
How do we get past these borders? Because that is one major challenge for us to get those on that app, because as we are, I think only about 3.8 billion people in the world are connected to the internet. In Nigeria, we have maybe around over 100 million thereabout mobile internet. But then how do we get the other ones to get on the internet so that they can benefit from all this goodies that you've been talking about?
Well, internet is very important, and for me, looking at the peculiarity of us here in Nigeria and Africa, yes, internet is great. And one of the first things we need to do, which is very important, is knowledge, trying to help people to learn more. And even in the rural area, a lot of young people have the tendency of being technology inclined in a way. So it's more of awareness, try to create awareness here and there. Then also, on another hand, while we understand that internet is revolutionary and is changing things, in Africa, there are things we could also look at. We could also look at, take it for example, in the telecom industry, the USSD. The opportunities in USSD are limitless, and we've not yielded up to 5 or 10% of what USSD can actually do. Now, a very good example is, I don't want to mention, lots of financial institutions are now using USSD to carry out financial transactions, and it's also supporting mobile money and the rest of them. Now, looking at a place like Africa and Nigeria, USSD is no big thing out there in some developed economy, but out here it's changing things. Also,
they have used it already.
Yeah, they have the internet, so USSD might not really be so
fascinating, or
not really fascinating, might not be so needed. So for us here in Africa, one of the ways we can foster innovation and support businesses and rural areas, we can start from USSD, while internet is a work in progress. Presently, a lot of financial institutions are using it for payments, which is really, there's some brands that they just tried it out, and the kind of success they got, they never believed it, and it's really facilitating things. Talk about financial inclusion and the rest of them. So there's so many things we can actually do, around USSD, and for us, we're already working on what we call, while the world is talking about Internet of Things, we also have what we're working on, we call the USSD of Things. How can we actually
explain that, the USSD of Things?
Okay, so Internet of Things is a simple concept where everything could be connected to internet. You monitor it, and they could get information and carry out informed decisions. So in this part, instead of using internet, you can decide to use USSD, because USSD, just like the internet, is real-time connection. Where you could use to. In the past, what people normally use is SMS, maybe for vehicle tracking and detection and the rest of them. But SMS is not really real time. I drop the message, I wait for a reply, so send back and the rest. But USSD is real time, so you can exchange information instantly and get a reply. So instead of using internet where there's no internet, you could use USSD. So that is it.
Well, so what are your projections? I mean, say before the expiration of the Sustainable Development Goals, because it's going to expire anytime soon, and what do you think Nigeria will achieve using internet, or even Africa, before that time comes?
Okay, well. First of all, for me, what we think is that these technologies, from artificial intelligence to IoT, big data, and the rest of them, they have effects on the common man, down to businesses, and down to a nation as a whole. And based on the projections and what we see and the activities, I would say we still have a long way to actually go. And I wouldn't give a projection, but I would say what we could do to achieve what we want to do, what we could achieve. Because, for example, if I'm able to use some of these technologies to enhance what I'm doing, let me give you, for example, like the way USSD used to, increase the sales of airtime. I'm a telecom company, and I have one subscriber who normally will spend, say, 500 naira, per week for airtime, and in a month it means I'm getting 2,000 naira. So before, when I run out of airtime, I will need to go out to get a recharge card seller, right? So the time that's going to take me to get that recharge card seller, is going to really elapse in maybe the company's turnover. And before you know it, he can only do 4 times in a month. But whereby I'm using USSD, I run out of airtime, or I can't wait, I just dial the code, I get it. You notice that the telecom might, instead of getting 2,000 naira in a month, might get 2,500 naira. So this is just one example out of the whole number of large examples. So let's talk about other industries. They had that kind of effect. So assuming that a telecom company or a bank is making 2,500 in a month as against 2,000 naira, so that's like 25% increase, right? So let's assume that applies to several other industries. And before you know it, it could influence the nation's GDP by 25%. So it accelerates the way business runs, the government processes from the ministries to the agencies. It accelerates the way the economy goes, and the GDP can actually grow. So if we as a people can, create awareness, create the knowledge, empower the young people not with just some handcrafting skills, but knowledge, because we're in the knowledge economy, so much can happen to our GDP, and our businesses could grow.
Well, let's wait and see how that will play out in the coming years. Of course, we'll be here, and you also will be here to come back and tell us how that is going. But then, digital transformation consultant David Alozie, thanks for joining us in the program.
Thank you very much, Victor.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back shortly with the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week. Stay with us.
This week's top 5 videos begins with the meeting between Igbo leaders and the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. This video comes in 5th position.
I will not do anything that will bring dishonor or shame to our people. I'll never do it.
4th spot is taken by the video of a lawyer who says the military exercise, codenamed Operation Python Dance, is illegal.
You should understand what the army is not the police. The army is not law enforcement. But I mean, in that sense, army is to quell situations that are beyond law enforcement.
That is if
that's when you bring in the army.
That's if there's a deployment. But they have said it.
You cannot. Army do not have any constitutional right to show force to the civil populace. That's what I'm saying.
In 3rd place is a video of another lawyer maintaining that a show of force by the military within a civil populace is not right.
So there's no reason for this deployment. That's what I'm saying. We're the one provoking the crisis. And the solution to this is for the federal government to ask the python to go back to the forest. We don't see python in the day. We don't see python in the midst of human beings. The pythons should go back to where they belong to.
Next in 2nd is the announcement by the Abia State Governor that the withdrawal of troops was going to commence.
After several interventions, I want to inform you that by tomorrow morning, there will be gradual withdrawal of soldiers from the streets of Aba and Umuahia, apart from the pre-existing military checkpoints at various locations in the state, originally designed to curb kidnapping, armed robbery, and other violent crimes.
And in 1st place is the brutal treatment meted out to the civilians by troops of the Nigerian Army in Umuahia, Abia State.
Well, there you go. Those were the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week. However, with Africa having only 388.8 million of Africa's 1.2 billion people connected to the internet, governments must invest more than ever before in internet penetration, broadband adoption, and digital literacy to join the global train as it moves towards attaining self-sufficiency. And on that note, we wrap it up on the program, but do continue as always online via the social media addresses showing on your screen. I'm Victor Matthias. Bye for now.